Well, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may find yourself watching this. Figured I would take you along a little bit of preventative maintenance. It's been a little chilly out here, so I've kind of been putting this off for a while. Typically, when it comes to greasing fittings, at least on this particular Kabota, they recommend every 10 hours or so. I'm just crossed the 21-hour mark on this machine. And yeah, I know I should have done it, but it's been really, really frigid. I mean, this morning it was, in the teens. Wasn't horrible, but we got really, really low the past few months. So it's crept up to the high 30s today. So I think today's a good day to take care of that. One thing I'm going to be doing is utilizing this here DEWALT. It's a 20 volt automatic grease gun. And as you guys probably know by looking at my channel, I'm all about things that go bang, things that have triggers on it. And while this is not a firearm, so to speak, I do like the fact that this is a full semi-auto, full automatic, whatever you want to call it, grease gun, right? You get lots of grease really quickly as opposed to one of those manual grease guns, which I do have, and they do work just fine. But what I will say is that this takes things to a whole nother level, and it's quite frankly just more efficient. The operation of this is pretty straightforward. The grease goes in here, you depress it, it's got a relief valve to remove any air that's in the system. You take it off lock, press the trigger, and you're good to go. The actual end cap that comes, or the end nozzle that comes with the DEWALT, I still have it. I'm using it as a backup, but I did get this lock and lube one, which I think, quite frankly, is going to work quite a bit better. And I also have their swivel, which I may show in the future here. I don't have it put on right now. Or not the swivel, sorry, they're 90 degree. I do have the swivel on here, so you can see that it does make that easier. So the swivel is attached to this as well as the lock and lube connector, so I can lock that stuff on. But I do have the 90 degree fitting. Haven't seen a need for it yet, but doesn't mean I won't need it in the future. So I do have that just in case. So with that, we're gonna go and lube some zerks, if I can speak. And if that's interesting to you, come on and hang out, and we'll have some fun. All right, before we get started, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you, this is the original coupler that came with it. Granted, it's in the lock and lube packaging. I just kept the packaging and reused it. But you can see there's the original. You kind of just hold it in place. The lock and lube actually locks and lubes, hence the name. The other device that I got that I have not used yet is this guy. This is that 90 degree fitting. So this is for some of those hard to reach spots. Zerk's kind of put in some weird position. You can't get the equipment in, and hopefully that'll work. Go ahead and show you. There are fittings all over this machine. You got fittings that are on all the hydraulics. You got fittings that are down here on the wheels. Right there's one. I can't remember how many I counted. There's a lot of freaking fittings. Anywhere where something swivels, hey, surprise, you're gonna find a fitting. And so that's why I actually bought this, is to help save time on this machine. Also, certain implements, things like grapples, will also have their own fittings as well. Hey buddy, what's up, dude? So yeah, that's the main reason why I got the automatic grease gun. And also, you look back here and there's also going to be a wide variety of fittings that go to your 3-point hitch and whatnot. So for stuff that I don't use it often, I don't use this 3-point that terribly often. Primarily I use it for towing a chipper. I don't have a lot of grass to mow, so to speak, but it's still a good idea to keep those fittings all lubed up and protected. So I just find that it's easier to put the grease into the fittings when things are a little bit warmer and not so frozen. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to show you guys how to at least do one that's potentially low. Let's see if we can find one that can be a good. So this is, I don't know, this is maybe about 3 feet long. We're going to go ahead and stick this up here on the hood like so. Going to go ahead and find our first fitting. Basically just open it up like so, like that. So put it on, lock it, make sure it's snug. Go ahead and take this guy off lock like so. I'm going to go ahead and give a little squirt. And when the grease starts coming out, like you just saw there, we be done. So you can see you got the existing grease, which is the lighter stuff. The newer grease, which is straight from Kabota, is the new stuff. And see how it's starting to spooge out? We're happy with that. We're gonna rinse and repeat and get this bad boy done. And sometimes trying to make sure you got them all can be challenging because they do hide. Well, the main thing I use the most obviously is the loader, right? So the loader is where my grapple goes on, my snow push goes on, and my bucket goes on. And so that's the one that's getting the most movement. So I think most of those got hit up pretty good. Like I said, the grapple's got its own individual lube points, which we'll get to later. I haven't used the grapple really at all this winter. So anyway, that's kind of a quick overview of this particular tool. Is it expensive? Well, I guess it's on the more expensive side compared to say like a manual grease gun, but I think it's well worth it. It doesn't take too long to use, doesn't take too long to set up. You can use your existing DEWALT batteries. I know Milwaukee makes one too. I've not played with that, so I can't compare the two, but I do like this one. It's got the stand where you can just kind of set it on something with rubber feet so it doesn't really slide around too much. I just think it was well thought out. I got a lot of DEWALT tools. I got a lot of batteries, which is the main reason why I chose this one. And also had a lot of good reviews. So I can swap my batteries back and forth, makes things a little more streamlined for me. Go ahead, just make sure you hit that lock button because you don't want to put this thing away or put it in the back of your truck or whatever and have it fall over and depress. And all of a sudden now you have grease mess everywhere. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'd appreciate it, and enjoy your day.